what is in this first one? So, oh man, it's using rubber bands. That's unfortunate. So, I'm assuming with this A to B here that this is alphabetical by player, and that there's probably each of these is a different player. I am assuming this is gonna be basketball. If I organized it with so much detail, I'm sure it's basketball. I wouldn't do this kind of detail organizing when I was a kid in anything but basketball. These are probably commons though. If they are, I'm not gonna show you everything. It'd be boring. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be like every single player. I'll go through this off camera, and if I find anything interesting, I'll share with you. All right, so from that box, like I thought, it was mostly players that I couldn't even remember, who I definitely knew when I was a kid, but couldn't remember now. I pulled out a few that I might put in like some 50-cent boxes if I end up doing some card shows or something. I don't need to spend a whole lot of time on this. Just like, or some insert sets that I just think look kind of cool. I might try to do something with. I might actually, I have a number of these it seems, and they look really cool, so I might actually see about the possibility of putting together a set of these, just because they seem to be in my collection a lot already. So I might pull those kinds of things aside, and then otherwise just kind of continue going through this sort of stuff, put them in 50-cent boxes here and there, and see what I'm gonna do with them. Time for the next one. Next up, we've got this one. Let's keep kicking through these boxes. We are on to the last box. Fun little stack I found in this top loader section. It's that Meltdown, beautiful card. I'll look that one up a little bit more detail. This is, I believe this is a refractor. Yeah, Scottie Pippen refractor. Nice. The In Fuego of Shaq. Very cool. And then a few others that at the time were highly sought, or sort of. Joe Smith. I have a decent Joe Smith. Also, there was this Damon Stoudemire. I put a bunch of his stuff in top loaders. A bunch of Joe Smith stuff in top loaders as well. Still gonna look these up, see what I know about them. More Damon Stoudemire, more Joe Smith. I definitely had high hopes for him. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, so I had a few NBA Jam cards as well in there, as well as this Jordan, which is cool. So Jordan hiding in there is always fun. It's tall ones. A few others, and then the biggest card. You've heard of the Mickey Mantle rookie. You've heard of the T206 Honus Wagner. Well, enter the ancient art of cat yoga, autographed by Sensei Mike Gabriel. I actually don't know anything about this. This is the second card that's a cat yoga productions card. That's a phone card that I've found so far in my old collection. I don't know anything about it. If anybody knows what this is, let me know. Separated stuff into maybe somewhere between a 25 and 50-cent pile, like a dollar box pile. And then a few cards I want to look up. These are the super teams. There's like a division winner and a conference winner or something. And then there's also a number of these cards from 81 tops. I didn't know I had any 81 tops, including like a Mike Dunleavy card. So a few others I want to look up. I might keep these. I do like somewhat vintage. I know in baseball this year wouldn't be considered vintage, but I consider early 80s basketball to kind of be the vintage version of basketball. And then I have a few more that I added to my PC list. I have a small Byron Scott collection just because I remember when I was in high school, played basketball, and our coach made us these things at the end of the school year that had like our stat line and like a little write-up, like a scouting write-up of who we were like, and then included a little sports card on top of like an NBA player that was like our personal comp, what she thought was our personal comp. And he put a Byron Scott card on that, and then had, you know, a reason why like my style of play was similar to Byron Scott. So ever since then, when I see a Byron Scott card that I like, I tend to put it to the side. And then I've also got a little additional collection of cards now that I want to see about the possibility of sending them off to get autographed. I don't know if all these players will be available. And a couple more that I'm putting aside for my PC. I've come across a number of these ones. The Slamland universe, I just like the look of it. These ones in particular, the dynamic. I'm gonna keep these for my PC. Maybe even put together the full sets a little bit later because I'm noticing I have a number of them. Okay, this is looking a little bit different. What is this one? These look like they're packaged up. This I am not sure actually. Ah, it's full sets. Look at that, the full gold set of Collector's Choice. C1 to C30 with Michael Jordan there on top. Interesting. Okay, that's something I'm gonna have to look up. And there's another one. Another full gold set. So these are all these collector's choice sets. A silver set. This is pretty cool, actually. The other silver set. I can't recall. I believe this is like you had to have a winning card, like one of the cards from the original cards that say a certain player gets over a certain number of points on a certain day, something like that. And if it happens, you can send it in and get a set. I believe that's how it happened. Or I think there was also some that was for full season stats. So I don't really remember sending in that much stuff. And another silver set. That's pretty cool. What's this? Looks like a ring or something. Okay. This is some kind of Penny Hardaway. Yeah, some kind of Penny Hardaway coin. Oh, interesting. To look up what that is. I don't even know. Finest 2 basketball. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like Finest 2 basketball. All right, so kind of 2 separate things in there, which are kind of interesting. One, it looks like there is a bunch of these Finest cards. They're numbered from, it's almost, I don't know if it's the whole second series set, something like that. Card from 140 all the way to the Magic Johnson card at the very end. I don't want to lose the order, but I want to show you the last card here, which is a really cool card, which is numbered 252. So not like refractors or anything, the base cards, but it's the whole 141 to 252 card set. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. That's interesting. There's a handful of cards in there I wouldn't mind keeping for the PC, and maybe a handful of others I might not, might be able to sell as singles, but I wonder if I should just try to sell it as a set like that. So anyway, I'll think about that a little bit. I'm gonna look through those cards individually just to get a better sense of who's in there. And then I've also got over here a cool little pile of cards that are probably gonna be part of my PC, I think, because I didn't know I had basically this whole Excited set, which maybe the whole one, which I really like this set. I've thought about, when I was looking through cards on ComC to buy at different times, I've considered buying some of these cards and thought about putting together the full set. However, it seems as if I might have had that idea earlier in life as well. I want to show you these. These are just fun. I like these cards. I've always liked these cards. The checklist is mixed. I mean, there's some players in there I really like to get a card of, and some that I don't care so much about. But even those, I kind of find them to be fun at times, because I don't need to have cards of the same several players over and over again, like a lot of the insert sets from the 90s are the same handful of players. So I do actually sometimes like when there's some variety in the names to kind of, spark certain memories, like Mark Price. Like, he's not in many insert sets, but he was a good player. He's good to remember. Mitch Richmond's in a decent number. Ryder is in more than he should be. Latrell Sprewell, yeah, I don't have many of his cards, so it's nice to have something like that. Stockton's in quite a few of these already. Strickland, he was one of my favorite players. It's cool to have this card. Looks like I have the whole set. And that's my PC guy. I have a bunch of his cards, and I'm very cool. I think I actually bought this one on ComC also. I might just have to go ahead and flip it for sale. So I believe that was the whole set. And then we've got a few more other cards in here that look like, I don't know, dollar box kind of cards. So that was kind of a fun little box. One interesting thing that's just kind of found fun, this pile here is all like the high series 95-96 Stadium Club, and I found this piece of paper that I clearly had an idea of putting together the entire set. I have a list of the ones I didn't have yet, and I was crossing them off and spending a lot of time. So I don't know, but I'm kind of going back and forth thinking like, should I complete this process that I did as a kid with a set that I don't care about at all anymore? I probably won't, to be honest. I mean, I almost put it together. If I did put it together and finish something I started when I was a kid, that'd be kind of cool in a certain way, but I don't think I actually care. So I'm probably not going to do that. All of these different boxes, as well as some other boxes down here, is some more ones that are filled up with just common base, common players. I do have, this is actually really fascinating. I have this, which I got in the mail at some point when I was in high school, and it's a complete set from Collector's Choice. It's these numbered T1 to T30 on the back, and I can't even really recall what the situation was. But I have a complete set of these things. It seems like this Magic Johnson one on the top is the only one that has any collector's interest anymore, because it has Jordan there, Rodman there, and Magic there, so kind of a cool combination of 3 players. I have finished going through these boxes, so that's, I think, where this video is going to end.